Grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and repentant alike. I am Sophia, Tayac of the AmaruKhan Band of Indians. And this is your sun sign Decan update. We, are moving into Four of Swords energy. And the Four of Swords is rest, relaxation, and being patient. This is a very difficult energy for most people. We are already exasperated because we feel like we should have the harvest right now. The harvest is over. We should have it right now. We should have access to it. And the energy, everything about the energy that is naturally coming in is saying, yeah, but you have to wait. Yeah, but you have to wait. And the problem with this, now that I'm thinking about it, is that we're in swords energy all the way until solstice. So people who are thinking that somehow they're going to like naturally just get to enjoy this harvest, it actually never happens, because next we have the four. This is the Four Swords, and we have the 5, 6, and 7. Then we have the 7, 8, and 9. None of those relate to enjoying your harvest. None of it. So if you're not transmuting this energy, you're never going to actually enjoy your harvest, because it's just going to go from bad to worse. Why that is, I'm not sure, but that's just the way the energy is lined up. This is like really, really almost salting the ground, like making sure that, or not salting the ground, but the swords is tilling the ground. There we go. It's tilling the ground. So that's why there's so many swords. You just think, okay, I've done the harvest. That was the 10 of cups, right? The harvest is done. And then right after harvest, you start tilling the ground. You have to pull up the old roots. But when you pull up the old roots, you have more things that you have to do. So this is a churning energy. Like, this is a churning energy, and this energy continues to churn. Like, it's not favorable energy to, it's just not favorable energy, right? It's not energy that's easy to work with. And it's because it's a Mars energy. And especially since right now we have Mars, in Cancer, it's churning the inside of us. It's really, really getting down and making sure all those old roots are dug up. Because one thing about roots of plants is that they can grow quite deep. And some of the roots nourish, the new plants that are coming in. But you can have problems when you have, like, for example, old roots mixing with new roots of the same plant. That's why you're supposed to grow one thing in one field, grow another thing in another field, and move them around, so you don't have old roots from an old plant connecting with the new roots for the new plant and messing them up. So this is like an ongoing problem we've had. We are taking old roots from an old plant, our old cells, which is who we're putting to rest here, our old cells. We're taking old roots from an old plant, from our old life cycles with our south node, and just building a new plant on top of that. But it's the same plant. You're literally planting the same plant on top of that. And really, we have to switch it up, which is why we have to totally make sure all those old roots from the old plant are removed. And whatever we plant now has to be a new person. So that means we also have to become a new person. And because we have a new earth now, we really have to become a new person, because we don't want to take our old earth person and plant our old earth person in the same ground with the new earth. You're messing up. That old earth is being rooted out once and for all. Literally every single piece of a root is going to be pulled up by the time we get into Capricorn season. And so this is just one step along the way. Most people don't know when to rest, when to relax, and when to be patient. And even if they do know when to do it, they won't do it. They don't do it. And that's the kind of energy that is not helpful. Moving forward, we have to rest. We cannot work with no rest. As much as we work, we have to rest. It's got to be basically even. Work hard, play hard. That was a statement people used to make They didn't like that, so they kind of took that away. But that's basically the energy I'm getting off of this. Literally, work hard by putting ourselves to death, play hard with the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is related to peace, happiness, and harmony. So again, this is a celebration mode. This, what we should be doing during this time is celebrating. It's like when you go to a funeral, some people have funerals, some people have celebrations of life. We should be having a celebration of life. We should not be having a celebration of death. And I know a lot of people will. Celebrate the death instead of celebrating the life. But we need to celebrate the life, the new earth that's here, the new us that's being born, the newness that is well within our reach is what we should be celebrating during this time. So we're going to do this though through the lens of the 7th house of Aries. That's the same lens we were in last Decan. It'll be a new lens for the next energy, but the 7th house of Aries is don't be aggressive when cooperation is required, especially at this time. Your spirit team is going to help you try to celebrate. That's like that thing on the top of them looks like an open cornucopia. Like it's abundance. It's so much abundance. You have abundance to put on a stick. You know what I mean? Like, and share it with everybody. Like, no, your spirit team is going to be helping you get into this abundance, but they can't help you if you won't put the old you to death. And a lot of people are not going to do it. I mean, I can only issue the warning and make the suggestions. A lot of people, they're going to be forced to put that old them to death. They're going to be forced to put on the mantle of the new them that has been established. Even though they've been asking for it, what I see is that people are going to say, "Oh, but I didn't want it like that. That's not what I wanted that, but I didn't ask for it like that." And instead of just saying, "Wow, I'm so happy and amazing and excited, and it's amazing that I'm going to be this new person," they're like, "No." So for example, I can give you an example of myself. I stopped, saying, "Oh, I'm the Tayac, blah, blah, blah," or whatever. Because Tayac means emperor, in my native culture, which is the Piscataway Indians. We called our emperor the Tayac. And so I had taken on the title. And then I was like, oh, I don't need to be saying this every day. Let me not say this in my introductions. Let me just go back to Sophia, instead of doing the Amonute and blah, blah, blah. And so I stopped. And then I got the feeling or the inclination that, hey, that's the new you that you're becoming. So if you're not going to take that title, we're going to give it to someone else. I'm like, oh, no, you're not giving my title away. So I decided to go back to utilizing the title because I don't want them. That's my new title. That's my new earth title. I am an empress in the new earth. So am I going to give that up? Absolutely not. But a lot of people are not going to see it that way because in the old earth, I was a Miriyam. I was a prophetess. And that comes with a lot of lucrative, quote unquote, energy. And so in order to be the empress, you got to give up being the prophetess, because the prophetess and the empress may prophesy, but a prophetess is not an empress. So the empress is prophesying from the position of an empress is far more powerful than prophesying from the position of a prophetess. And but people who are tied, whose personality is tied to their old title, their old description of who they were in the old earth, they're going to be reluctant to give that up. So if in the new earth, you're supposed to be someone else and you have to give up what you did in the old earth, that's going to be very difficult for some people because they achieved rank in the old earth. A lot of people, they're not going to want to give that up. Me, I don't care about rank, titles, or none of that. I just don't. If I know that that's my title in the new earth, and if I don't use it, I lose it. That's the only reason why I would take it, because I'm not going to lose it because I won't use it. Like, that's silly. That's silly. But a lot of people are going to lose their title because they don't want to take for example, there's a group of people, probably several groups of people that are going to be the tail, right? And there's other groups of people that are going to be the head. And the people who are devoted to being the head, right, are not going to want to be the tail. So they're not going to take on the new title of tail. That means it's going to have to be, they're going to have to get it beat into them, long story short. And the people who are the tail, if you're so devoted to being the tail that you don't want to be the head, you might just be left as the tail, because nobody's going to be dragging you into abundance when you're crying poverty. Like, that doesn't make sense either. Like, but the people who have to face the karma, they're going to face the karma. But a lot of people are going to get caught up facing karma with people they don't supposed to face karma with, because they don't want to give up the titles that they had in the old earth. And the old earth is gone. Okay. And all that old stuff is going to be rooted out. So now's the time you want to relax and be patient right now. And you want to celebrate the life of the old you that gave up themselves so that you could be here. That's it. That's all. You know, that's how this energy is going to play out. So I hope this is helpful for people. Make sure you tune into our daily transmutation reports to see how this energy plays along with our regular celestial alignments. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next video.